Fame fam, what a week it has been in the Bates world. When you believe that everything has finally calmed down, new developments appear that completely change the course of events. Emotions have been running high, tears have been shed, and the internet has been a hive of love, discussion, and a great deal of conjecture over the last few days. We're discussing first-time achievements, shocking revelations, precious family time, and, yeah, a fair amount of controversy. Birthdays, babies, bedtime mayhem, and even a pricey present that divides fans. Everything has been happening, and it's happening quickly. We're breaking it all down for you in today's video. What is true? What is a rumor? And what is causing fans to discuss endlessly? To ensure you don't miss any updates, click the like button, select subscribe, and remember to ring the bell. Let's go straight to the action. After the birth of their baby boy Henry, Erin Bates Payne and her husband Chad share incredibly moving pictures in the hospital room where we start our tour. The pictures were honest, heartfelt, and full of thankfulness. With Chad by her side and Erin holding her newborn tightly, the caption said, "Thank you, Jesus, for never leaving us." Following what many believe to be a challenging birth, fans were thrilled to see mother and baby safe and instantly showered the comments with love and prayers. However, what ought to have been a straightforward celebration soon became contentious. The hospital photos were published by Lawson Bates and his spouse, Tiffany, who described them as an update. Reddit went crazy after that one word. Was this merely a repost of previously posted pictures, or was this indeed a new development about Erin's recuperation? While some were concerned that the phrase suggested continued issues, others criticized Lawson of creating needless complexity. Fans with keen eyes saw faint tattoos on infant Henry's skull, which fueled the rumors. Many people shared experiences of identical marks from their own children and wondered aloud if forceps had been used during delivery. Although mothers and nurses offered reassurance that these marks usually go away fast, the conversation invariably returned to Erin's ongoing medical issues. Tension rose in the comments section as several fans publicly expressed their concern that Erin's life would be in danger from another pregnancy. Not everyone, however, wished to concentrate on the bad. Supporters resisted, arguing that this was a time for celebration rather than analysis. Critics were reminded that Erin's beautiful smile spoke louder than any excellent hypothesis, and that infants frequently come looking a little battered or puffy. However, the caption itself was maybe the most informative. Astute admirers pointed out that Erin's voice sounded more like her own than Chad's, which could indicate that she's gradually taking back her online persona following such a precarious season. One thing is for sure, regardless of whether you interpret these images as a happy milestone or as a glimpse into more serious difficulties, the Bates fanbase is once again moved and alarmed by Erin's story. From touching hospital photos, we move on to a moment that ought to have been entirely happy but instead sparked one of the most heated discussions on the internet this week. Days after giving birth to her third child, Carlin Bates Stewart posted a video from her hospital bed. Evan, the husband, entered it with a huge package in his arms, his eyes glistening with excitement. It was all in Carlin's face. When she understood what was inside, she was shocked and started crying. Her push present was a high-end diaper bag, not jewelry or flowers. Unquestionably, the gesture was romantic. Carlin praised Evan for organizing it all by himself and referred to it as the most considerate surprise. At first, fans were enamored with the couple's tender moment, raving about Evan's dedication and Carlin's unfiltered emotional response. However, a few hours later, the conversation's tone drastically changed. The explanation for the diaper bag's alleged $2,400 price tag. Critique erupted on Reddit posts almost immediately. The bag costs more than their monthly mortgage, according to some readers who were shocked by the extravagant purchase. Others questioned why, given that this was already their third child, such a costly present was required. For devoted fans, it was a touchstone. The Bates family had established a reputation for relatability and simple living. Some believed that this ostentatious expenditure betrayed that image. Naturally, not everyone was in agreement. Evan's choice was justified by supporters who stated, A husband spoiling his wife after childbirth is nothing to criticize, especially when she's just gone through labor. Instead of showing it off, they viewed it as a lovely token of appreciation. However, the gap was obvious. The expensive diaper bag is seen by some as evidence that the Bates brand has evolved due to influencer culture. Others saw it as merely a husband's extravagant display of affection. In any case, Carlin's push present has become a public controversy after being a private surprise. One that demonstrates how intently every action taken by this family is observed, lauded, and scrutinized. Let's change the subject to something reminiscent of a fairy tale after all the drama and discussion. Fans are raving about the surprise that greeted Katie Bates Clark and her husband Travis as they arrived in London for the first time. Imagine arriving at Heathrow with a brilliant bouquet of flowers and a placard that reads, "Happy Royal Birthday, Katie," after a 9-hour flight on barely discernible sweep. What an arrival straight out of a storybook. Katie's response was ecstatic. She said she was still in shock that her birthday was being celebrated so lavishly and weeks early, and she kept pinching herself the whole time. Everything had been planned by Travis. The romantic dinner to start things off, the flowers, the driver, and the flight. At one of London's most romantic restaurants, Close Margerie, where they made their first stop, Katie was once again taken by surprise when a birthday dessert was served to the table. For admirers, it was a chance to glimpse the more tender side of the beloved family. Romance, consideration, and a couple enjoying life apart from the hectic schedules of reality TV and parenthood. As she admired the rainy streets of London from the back seat of the car, Katie's smile never stopped brightening in the pictures and videos she posted. It was just a young couple enjoying a significant trip together. There was no drama, rumors, or scandal. According to the comments, fans were equally as enamored with the romantic London atmosphere as Katie was. Who doesn't enjoy a little happily ever after thrown into the news cycle after all? Let's take a peek inside the Bates home to wrap up this flurry of updates, where Lydia and Trace are juggling 2 children under 2. If Carlin's story sparked controversy and Erin's story touched your heart, this one will make you smile at the straightforward chaos and tenderness of regular family life. As Riker finishes dinner and baby Ka rubs her eyes, their nightly routine begins predictably enough, but it soon devolves into the juggling act that all parents are all too familiar with. While Lydia multitasks, bottles, swaddles, and asks the delicate question that every new mother has, Trace leads his toddler in a wonderful evening prayer at the table, teaching thankfulness one meal at a time. Should I wake her if she nods out before the bottle? The genuineness of this peek is what makes it so charming. Riker keeps interrupting with queries about what's that. As Kaya nods off in the middle of getting ready, Lydia giggles through the confusion while Trace infiltrates tickle bouts on the changing table. The home finally becomes silent after both children have been put to bed, and Lydia puts on her pajamas as Trace opens his laptop. A scene that all parents have seen before. Supporters showered the comments with compliments, praising them as wonderful parents and raving about Ka's rapid development. The video wasn't staged or polished. It was honest, flawed, and sympathetic. And that's precisely why it resonated so strongly. This behind-the-scenes look served as a reminder that even the most precious moments aren't picture-perfect in a family that is frequently in the spotlight. They are merely shared with affection. Fame fam, there you have it. A wild week in the world of the Bates. Erin's tearful hospital pictures caused both relief and anxiety. Carlin's opulent push present sparked heated discussion on the internet. We were transported to a fantasy world when Katie arrived in London. Furthermore, Lydia's nighttime ritual served as a reminder that the most memorable times are frequently the most chaotic. It's your time now. What are your thoughts? Should Erin put her health before getting pregnant again? Was Carlin's expensive diaper bag a kind surprise or an unnecessary expense? Which update won your heart? Lydia's bedtime mayhem or Katie's regal birthday greeting? Leave a comment below with your opinions. We read each and every one. To ensure you don't miss any updates on the Bates and beyond, don't forget to click the bell, like, and subscribe.